Hi, OMB families. I just wanted to give you an update on submissions. So there was a whole bunch of things that I've been marking this weekend. We know that report cards are coming up. I'll start to do some assessments individual with the students. There's a note about that provided to you. We're also doing a couple more tests. You've noticed that we've had a math test and a science test. So we're starting to get marks together for the end of term 1 for report cards, which come out the beginning of December. So as with the increase in assessments, there is a responsibility for you and your student to check all the assessments to make sure that you're not missing anything, to listen to the feedback and to make any corrections and resubmit as necessary. So I'm going to go over today the 3 kind of main places that we have assessments and how to check for comments and feedback and what to do if there's something that's missing. So none of this is new, this is all review, but I have a feeling that some people have forgotten or we just never really knew in the first place. So the 3 main ways that I've been checking assessments are on Raz Kids, and then of course Seesaw and Google Classroom. So the first one that you see up here is Raz Kids. I only provide feedback on flight checks. So if your child has a flight check, that when they log into Raz Kids, if they see this flight check, it means they have an outstanding flight check that they have not done yet. That's a problem. They need to complete those as quickly as possible. If that disappears and they're just reading in Raz Kids, perfect. They're reading in the level up or in the reading room. That's fantastic. I can look in there and see what books they've read, but I don't provide any feedback or assessment on that. That's just like a reading room for them. But if there is a flight check, they need to do it. It will always be in the independent work in the daily planner that needs to be done. But if they've missed it or they've come behind, if you just check into Raz Kids and there's one there, you need to do it. The feedback provided for the flight checks are always in this little button here called messages. So mine is blinking right now, which tells me I have a waiting message. Every flight check your child does, I will provide a written comment for them. So you need to check that just to see if I've given them some hints or suggestions or some feedback. The second place for assessment or for submissions is Seesaw. Now my Seesaw looks different than yours, but basically you have your journal, right? So if we're just maybe going to borrow Braden's journal here, and we'll go into his journal. Anything you see in your journal, I've already looked at and approved. If you have done an assignment, but it's not there yet, it means I haven't had a chance yet to look at it, or I haven't marked it fully, and I haven't approved it yet. Okay, so don't worry, I'm getting through them. But if you're wondering, I did that, it's not here, that's because I haven't marked it and approved it. So as soon as I approve it, it comes back into your journal. Now, you'll notice for every assignment, there is a heart button. If the assignment has a heart, it means you don't need to do anything else. So you've completed the assignment or the assessment, it's good to go. Then you can go ahead and listen to the feedback. Often I will always give verbal feedback to the students. If it's something for parents to know, I'll usually provide it in a written statement. And for assessments, I will also provide a graded mark. So for the science test, the grade was like an ABC mark, and for the math test, the grade was a number out of 18. So that grade will either be in the comment, like right down here, or on the math test, if we flip through, there we go, you'll see it's written right there. And again, there's a heart, which means you don't need to do anything else. Now, I'm not sure as I flip through here if Braden has any that didn't have a heart, but let's pretend that there was this one that didn't have a heart. If there's no heart and you've received the submission back, it means there's something missing or something that needs corrected. And I will provide a written comment, as usually a verbal or an audio comment too, saying what's missing. So for example, on the math test that we did and the science test that we did, some people skipped pages or they missed parts of pages. If we look on page 2, you not only had to draw a picture, but tell me what your picture was. Or on page 4, you had to tell me, what's the animal doing? Is it migrate, hibernate, or adapt? So those, sometimes students were missing those, and if you were missing a part of it, I did not put a little heart there, and I made a comment like, you're missing number 3, please complete and resubmit. So if there's no heart in Seesaw, you need to fix whatever's wrong and submit it again. If you can't figure out how to fix it on the assignment, just do the assignment again and submit it again. And then let's go on to Google Classroom. And Google Classroom, again, I'm using the one that shows me as a student. The easiest way to check your stuff in Google Classroom is to go to classwork and the button that says view your work. This will give you a summary of everything that's been assigned to your child and whether or not they've turned it in, if it's still missing, if it was turned in late, or if it's been returned. So once I view things in Google Classroom, I will return them. So that's how you'll know that they're ready for you to take a look at them. Everything in Google Classroom will have an audio comment. So I comment on everything with the audio comment in Google Classroom. So if you open your activity, find the audio comment and listen to it. If your child is missing something or there's something that was an error that they need to fix, I will also type that in a written comment. For example, missing learning log. If that's typed, then your child has not submitted their learning log and they need to do so. Unfortunately, with both Google Classroom and Seesaw, there's no way of sending it back in a different way to tell you that it needs to be fixed and resubmitted. I can only just send it back or keep it with me, which is why I'm trying to use this way of typing in the comments if there's something missing or needs to be corrected, or on Seesaw, not putting the heart. So if there's no heart in Seesaw, something's wrong, you need to fix it so that you can get a heart. In Google Classroom, you just have to check your assignments one by one and see if there is a written comment, and if there is, then it tells you that you need to do something else. Something's missing, something's not there. And there'll often be an audio comment as well, which will provide feedback or challenges for your child if they're doing really well, or something to work on for next time. So I guess long story short, please make sure that you are checking all your assignments on Seesaw, on Google Classroom, and then Raz Kids. Usually we do about once a week on Raz Kids to get the feedback, to see if your child's missing anything, and if they need to fix it and resubmit, particularly for those assessments, the science tests, the math tests. If your child's missing a part of those tests, I cannot give them a mark on those tests until those parts are done. I will, like usual, at the end of the week, give you a list of everything that's missing or outstanding for your child. But it's really helpful if I don't have to do that all the time. If you can simply be checking on what you've submitted and checking the feedback, it'll let you know if you need to fix something or if something's been missing. So if we kind of all work together here, you check your Google Classroom, see if there's things that are missing or things that are outstanding. Check Seesaw, always check in the activities page and maybe go through them with your child. Did you finish this one? Where's this one? Did you get this one done? And if they go, oh, I haven't done that test yet, well, then that's a problem. So they should probably be doing that. And then remember, if they go into their journal, that's where they will find their returned things. And they can check if they have a heart. See, this one doesn't have a heart, so that's a problem. There's something I need to do. Read the comment in it, and that will help us stay on top of things so that we're not running behind. So hopefully this adds a little bit of clarity to all these assessments and assignments that will be coming back over the next couple of weeks as we get ready for report cards. If you do have any questions, let me know.